Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Blue Lotus Empowerment Network. I'm Stella, and I am so glad to be here this evening to share reading with you, to encourage, inspire, uplift you no matter where you are, no matter what is going on in your life. Just take a few moments before we get started to go ahead and clear the energy in your space. Take some time to do some nice cleansing breaths. Center and ground yourself. Clear anything that may have distracted you, caused you frustration or anxiety throughout the course of the day or the week. This is your time to let all of that go so that you can get into the flow and receive the messages that are for your greatest and highest good, that will inspire and encourage you to take the path that leads you to love and abundance. So, Om Shanti. Also, I would encourage you to take the palms of your hands and rub them together so that your heart chakra is activated. Just take some time to think about self-love, your worthiness, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, and just express gratitude to the divine for blessing you with another day, another opportunity, and all of the many wonderful parts of your soul tribe, all of the angels and guides, Mother Gaia and the divine that have all come together harmoniously to support you in this very moment. I will tell you, this is a very eclectic set of decks that we're working with tonight, but I felt very guided to each one of them, and so I'm hoping that these messages will be of light and love and encouragement. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for lending your good light and love and energy to this space. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Whew. I feel such a buzz just sitting here with you guys. I'm like, what is going on? All right, just give me a second. The first deck we're going to work with is the Quantum Oracle, and that's from Sandra Ann Taylor. This deck has been really powerful the past few times that we've done some readings. This particular deck has guided us to do some work about the divine masculine energy, the divine feminine energy, things that we needed to release, things we needed to be open to. And so I thought it would be fitting that we start with this deck tonight, and it was literally sitting at the top. I have what looks like Jenga next to me, you guys. It's really funny. I'm kind of sitting here going, I hope it doesn't fall. But I mean, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that's funny. 11 decks. And, you know, I don't normally go into ones that are specific about relationships, but I'm going to tell you what happened to me right before I got ready to come on. I kept hearing the song from Michael Jackson called Remember the Time. And for those of you who remember, this came out in the 90s, and the video was like a small movie. It was pretty awesome. It had Iman the model, it had Michael Jackson, it had Eddie Murphy, it had Michael Jackson, and oh my gosh, hold on, Magic Johnson, not Michael Jackson. We already know it's Michael Jackson, but Magic Johnson. And so Eddie Murphy is the king, he's the pharaoh, and he has this gorgeous wife, and it seems like he's very cavalier and just kind of ignores her. And then he calls forth for a magician to come in and entertain them, and it turns out to be Michael Jackson, and he literally takes Iman's breath away. And so Eddie Murphy kind of looks over and notices this chemistry and is like, WTF, and then next thing you know, Michael's on the run and everyone's running after him. But that was the video side of it. the meaning of the song was talking about a remembrance of time when things were simpler, when love was light and fun and easy. And that's really what love is. It's light, it's fun, it's easy. There's just an ebb and a flow. It's being able to converse with those that you care about and be understood and feel that you're heard or seen. It's a really beautiful ebb and flow, kind of like a nice little dance. And so anyway, just I feel like there's something really beautiful and magical about connecting to the heart chakra, expanding it so that you can give and receive love. And so if you are here tonight, this message should be of an uplifting nature to you. Perhaps the Angels by Doreen Virtue may even provide some answer or a evocative cue for you to look deeper into an area of whether it's self-love, whether it's a relationship that is struggling because the flow of love is not able to just easily go through because of blockages. And those energetic blockages have to do with unresolved past issues. It could be that there is an interference. Sometimes when people are unavailable emotionally or physically, there is some additional interference that's happening in the 5D that you don't see in the 3D, and therefore you don't understand why things are happening the way they're happening. But I encourage you, trust the process. Trust that the divine has what's for your greatest and highest good, and know that when I say this, what is for you will never pass you by is the truth. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Kate. Hello, King Trident. I believe Radek is getting ready to join. Hello to everyone. Good evening. Here we go. All right. What do we need to know from this deck? Right, time to break out the sage, let me tell you. Telling you, with some of the ratchet stuff we see in the world, we're kind of like, there is not enough sage to deal with this. But that's a whole nother story. We just have to keep bringing the light wherever we go. All right. Come on now, we cannot make this up. What did I just say? Bring the light wherever we go. The very first card out of the deck is the Healing Light. Okay, guys, I almost fell out. Seriously. Okay, here we go. Oh, hello, Kanchan. Welcome in. Jennifer! Hey, girl. Hey, good to see you. Oh, see, I knew I was supposed to be here this evening. This is just, so happy to see you guys. Welcome in. We just, for those of you who just entered the room, and the card is a number 8. How awesome is that? I was just talking about bringing the light wherever we go. And here we are with a card that is about bringing in the light. Yay, yes, good to see you all. So, Kanchan, what I was going to tell you is, listen, I am not your typical reader in the sense that it may not be a specific question that you tell me or tell the room. We just all have a lot of high vibrational love and light in this room, and I would encourage you just keep the question in your mind, and as we go through the reading, I believe if you were meant to receive a message from it, you'll recognize it in the cards, so that it'll really be clear to you that this message was indeed for you, or there was a specific card that's encouraging and enlightening you. So I hope that helps. Okay, so the first card out says Miraculous Change. It says a beautiful spirit holds a brilliant sphere of healing light. A gentle yet powerful radiance reaches out from the orb into your own heart. A time of great personal blessings is in store for you. Loving spirits are ready to bring their healing energy to you at this time. If you have a physical condition that you seek to remedy, meditate on the part of the body involved and allow Spirit to bring divine light there. You can use all tools at your disposal, traditional and metaphysical, to generate the healing that you long for. So be conscious and intuitive in all of your healing. If it's a mental or emotional issue you're dealing with, call for the angels to fill your heart and your mind with their healing love. Even relationships can benefit from the incredible power of divine love. Meditate on the light within and around you. Ask for guidance and healing, and let yourself be willing to receive. This upright card brings a message of potential miracles in your life. Connect with the loving healers in the spirit and in the angelic world, and don't forget the unlimited blessings that come from the ever-present energy of the divine. Wowza. We cannot make this up. Also, I did forget to mention, sometimes I feel guided towards, at some point, whether it's in the beginning, middle, or end of the reading, that if I am prompted to, I will pull individual cards if there is something that I'm led to do. So just know that that can happen. I just kind of get the prompting and we go with it. So yay. All right. Well, I am so glad that you are all here. We are just sending so much love and light to everyone in this room, all throughout our areas where we are in the world, so that we can just raise the vibrations, receive clear messages, and be encouraged. Welcome in to everyone. Thank you for being here. Also, we have some very special folks that have been with me on this journey since day one, and that is Dynamic Jennifer, who has been a wonderful help with learning about crystals, learning about Reiki. So Dynamic Jennifer is amazing to talk to about that. We also have Matt with King Trident's Tribe. He does a lot of coaching, intuitive and angelic readings and messages. So again, reach out to those channels, to those individuals in this room. If maybe you're guided for additional help, you can always reach out to them. They are definitely trusted sources, and I can tell you they have been true, wonderful beings of light that every time we're all here together sharing, it's always great, because I do ask them, please share if there's something you see in the card. Like, for example, that one was a number 8, the infinity number. If you see anything in the imagery in the card, please share. I do see there are some small birds in the background, and I always feel like birds are communication. So if you have been missing someone, not speaking to someone, know that there may be some type of communication coming to you, and it may not necessarily be, picking up a phone or receiving a text or an email. You may have to tap into your intuitive knowing, and you will recognize that there is someone trying to reach out to you. Hi, Lois. Good evening. Yes, that's right. Infinity and beyond. And then also I'm noticing that the being that is holding this beautiful orb of light in the palm of the hands is reminding me of the Michael Jackson song, Heal the World. She's literally has what looks like an orb that is replicating the world in the palm of her hands. And so as we are healing ourselves, we're overcoming traumatic experiences, whether there was abuse, neglect, just overall not being able to recover from things that happen in our lives. As we start to, each one of us, take our journey serious, and our healing and our wellness serious, because we all know that hurt people hurt people. So when we work on our own inner healing, it allows us to have more compassion for the next person, and it just creates a beautiful chain of love and light that helps the world go around. I was about to say, gangsters make the world go round. Gangsters do make the world go round to some degree. We're all spiritual gangsters. If we, just decide that when negativity starts coming at us, we just make different decisions and we just don't react and we just keep it pushing. Oh my goodness, let's see. Oh, good gravy, this card. Oh, you guys, look. Ah, okay. Okay. Here we are. We are back to this victim mentality. This card, you guys. This is kind of what kicked off the divine timing readings from last month, I think it was. This is the masculine energy. This is a masculine who is basically backed himself into a corner that has been in solitude. He was shackled to something, rather someone or someones that were not for his greatest and highest good, and it caused him a lot of darkness. Notice, this is what I did not notice about this card before, guys. The masculine is clothed in dark clothing. So these interactions that this masculine had, oh my goodness, look, even the books, this is the volumes of his history. He is connected to this history of basically not being involved in healthy situations. So he's connected to this. A significant amount of his life was spent going in the wrong direction. And not only did it cost him precious time, all these emotions are just flowing out. It's not even coming from him. It's maybe the individuals that he kind of adversely impacted, just a river of tears. Originally, I thought maybe this is his recollection of things, and maybe up here it's a little sunny, like you see that little connection. It's like he thought everything was rocking along fine, but then you see all of this water coming down, which would indicate all of this was not fine. It was only fine in his mind, but the individuals that he adversely impacted spent a lot of time lamenting, crying, emotionally drained by what was happening between them. And at some point, and this is something else I did not notice about this card, the masculine still has the shackle and the rope attached to the wrist. That means the other person cut them loose. The other persons, because let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different connections in this masculine's life, or the masculine energy. Because remember, you can be a female and we each have masculine and feminine energy. There are 4 significant encounters in this energy as the masculine that went through space and time. And in this lifetime, that masculine is really contemplating what they did and how it affected other people. And that's why the card is victim mentality. The masculine is in a corner. There's a single bed. This person has freed themselves. This last person has cut off this situationship with this masculine energy. So it could have been someone who was involved romantically. It could have been someone who was part of their inner circle. It could be someone that they were infatuated with, but whatever happened, it ended because this person cut it off so that there was not even a remnant of the shackle. It sounds like they had to do some work to get away here because this rope is frayed. So in this energy, the masculine energy, maybe someone has made a decision to try to move forward, but they're contemplating and they don't quite know how to get forward moving. They're sitting If you were to roll him on his side, he's in a fetal position, which is like a child. So there's a victim mentality that's taken place. So these 4 connections in this individual's life, whether it's male or female, has really impacted this person to the point where they feel like they have just had about enough of everything. So they're in isolation for whatever reason. And so this is interesting to me because this card has come up enough. Yes, no more chasing waterfalls, right? The waterfalls are trying to touch the masculine because for whatever it's worth in this energy, this individual was not listening or connecting intuitively to the individuals that they were involved with. They were cut off from their emotions. That's why you notice he's not crying, but there's a waterfall coming from this picture. So other people have tried to reach out to this masculine energy, pleading with them, begging them, talking to them, just trying everything emphatically to get them to get in touch with their emotions. And finally, that individual, this 4th person here, the most recent one in the current timeline, has said, enough is enough. I'm done. I have to free myself. And interestingly enough, that means that the cuff, that person may still be holding on to some energy connected to this individual. So make sure, if this has been you in your masculine energy, to release any soul ties. If you've had sexual intimacy with someone, you've created a bond. It is invisible, but it is present. And if you do not clear that, literally, just take some time. If you have sage, if you have Palo Santo, if you light a white candle and set an intention for purity, clear those energies. Something else, if you had a pillow, a blanket, a article of their clothing, things that they gifted you lying around, you want to remove that energy because it keeps the connection activated within the masculine's mind. So when you can remove all of that, then you can start to connect to the healthy, clean energy. Yes, he does look like he's about to surrender. Honestly, the energy from the position, the feet are on the ground. So this masculine had been on this bed and now they're on the ground. They are as close to earthing and grounding as they probably have ever been in their entire life. And now they're connecting to what's real, what's true. There's wood. There's the element of wood underneath the masculine. This is earth. So the masculine has had to come down to earth. That energy has had to get grounded and has had to recognize where it is in this timeline. I feel like a lot of time has elapsed. These 4 connections or interactions took up a lot of this masculine energy in this timeline. And now this latest iteration has happened. There's been a severance, a cut, but there's still this residual energy. So it's actually causing a blockage for the masculine to fully move on and leave those connections behind. Thinking, remember we talked in the past about a total eclipse of the heart. What eclipses the heart? The mind. If the old memories are there, if the pictures are there, if the music is there, if the smell is there, it keeps those evocative cues draw you back to that person. So this masculine may be ready to surrender and let go, but right now they're in this victim mentality. They have not been able to get forward moving again. So maybe that's why that song, Remember the Time, came up, because even though you may have had highs and lows with different people, those adrenaline rushes, those things are not what long-lasting love is made of. Some people are adrenaline junkies, and so they kind of jump from one person or one thing to the next. But if you are truly looking for long-lasting, deep love, it starts within yourself. You're worthy. You're lovable. You are important. You have gifts that you have and abilities you have to contribute, and that people who love you for who you are, not what you can provide, not what you can give, and not how you show up with a disguise. People who really love you don't want to see the disguises. They don't want the masks. They don't want, all of these imposter things. They just want the real thing. And so this masculine is kind of coming to terms with what happens next. What happens next? Woo! We have never gotten this card before, so I'm going to have to read it. It's fear. Look at that. It's a feminine. Let's see if I can put these side by side. Look, they're both clothed in darkness. Oh my gosh. And there's the water. Once again, we have both of them connected to earth, surrounded by water, clutching on to whatever memories they had of being hurt in the past. Oh my gosh. So we have the victim mentality in the masculine and fear from the feminine. So gosh, and now my face is burning, you guys. When this happens, there's usually something pretty powerful. Hi, Bradicka, good evening. So this is a bit of a challenge, folks. It's not hopeless, but it is definitely going to be a little bit of a challenge, because when you have the fear in the feminine and the victim mentality in the man, the masculine energy, it's going to be difficult to draw together because they're both in a place of fear. And this is energy and this is consciousness. So this is major, both dressed in dark colors. So what's coming through? This is shadow work. This is shadow work. If you have not become acquainted with your shadows, the things that you've done, things you've thought, believed, and you've not been able to come to terms with it, forgive yourself, seek forgiveness if need be, like Ho'oponopono prayer, I love you, please forgive me, thank you. If you have not come to a place where you can make that effort to clear the slate, you may be carrying around some very heavy energy. And I'm telling you, it's heavy because we went from this, what looks like almost like a dark brown, to jet black. I mean, this is really heavy, powerful energy, and there's water everywhere. So once again, the masculine and the feminine energies are intertwined, which would probably explain that number 8 with infinity, tying these people together. So something that just crossed my mind is that, notice, let me see if I can move this about. If you see there's that frayed rope at the edge of the masculine that was tethering these two people together. Notice she's kind of clutching her wrist. This may be the point where the feminine had to cut this situation loose and dropped that clink, cuff, poof, right into the water, and is like, remember when the little old lady in the Titanic dropped the heart of the ocean? Hi, Sahu, welcome in. She dropped the heart of the ocean in the water. This chick looks like she dropped that shackle, that link into the water, and is trying to release it so that she can truly be free and move on. And it's clear the feminine is mourning over this connection because it could not continue in the manner in which it was going. It was just not healthy. And sometimes that's what happened. If you connect with people from a place of wounding instead of a place of empowerment, there will be a lot of heavy negative energy intertwined into the good connection. first word out the gate says worry. A frightened woman looks down a ridge that drops sharply below her, though in the distance is the peace and safety of her beautiful and stately home. This card indicates that a fearful attitude has overtaken you lately, and you cannot seem to break away from the anxiety-filled view of things. Wow. There may be, in fact, something problematic in your daily life. So if this issue is consuming you and your worry has actually made you feel like you have lost your power completely, this is not the case. You have the power to turn things around. You have the inner strength to choose a more optimistic and self-directed approach. This card also indicates a strong pattern of self-imposed worry, especially when there is nothing to worry about. Like the woman in the picture, all you have to do is look around to see the peace and the beauty already in your life. You can work on letting these negative patterns go and choose the energy of trust instead of fear, and know that you have the power to handle anything that may come your way. Your self-trust honors your soul's strength. Let me put that on rewind. Choose the energy of trust instead of fear, and know that you have the power to handle anything that may come your way. Your self-trust honors your soul's strength. Anybody who's listening to this, if you have gone through relationships, whether they're platonic or romantic, and things didn't work out, and you felt like, man, what the heck? Am I just not, picking up on things? How can I be so blind? What is going on? It starts to diminish your self-trust, and your soul needs for you to be able to trust and believe and to know in your knower. So the way that you can build that self-trust, if you feel like you have lost it for whatever reason, and I mean if you've been betrayed, if you've been deceived, if you've been the betrayer or the deceiver, and then you came to your senses and you thought, I need to stop. Whatever it is, get back to a place of homeostasis where you can trust yourself and break any destructive patterns that would cause turbulence in your future relationships and in your present relationships. That is powerful. Holy smokes. Okay, so how do we get out of this energy is trusting yourself, recognizing any destructive patterns or behaviors, and changing those negative thoughts into positive thoughts. Whoop, that one wanted to jump out. Oh gosh, look at this. We can't even make this up. The very first card we had was Healing Light, right? Then this energy came up about the fear mentality, victim mentality, and how do we overcome is with peace. That is incredible. And look, there are the two swans right there. There's a hot air balloon. There's very little darkness up here in this space of peace. It's way off in the distance, but even that darkness is covered with little orbs of light. So when you elevate your mind, when you lift your energy, when you change your mindset to a mindset of peace, that abundance and love are your birthright, manifesting goodness and light is part of your makeup, then you will notice a change because shift is going to happen. But you have to know that that peace comes from within. Comes from within. So we're going to go to this one. This is a card of intentions. Wow, this is so lovely. I just find it amazing that we got peace and fear in the same reading right behind each other. That is incredible. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. I really appreciate you taking the time to expand on that. Yes, Radhika, Shanti. Yes, bring in the breath work. Yes, Ho'oponopono. That's right. It is a sacred ceremony about forgiveness, prayer, unconditional love, right alignment, doing the work, family, the truth, our ancestors. This is all critical to being able to live in the flow of life. When you find yourself getting out of alignment, fear and victim mentality basically shackle you and attempt to keep you from being able to move and to expand, to love, to receive love, to grow, and to dynamically step into your destiny. So it says this: inner balance, outer harmony. A woman swings gently in a tranquil sunlit sky while swans swim on a lake in the clouds. This card shows there is a peaceful energy settling in your mind and manifesting in your life at this time. Gaining inner balance is a starting point to the peace and harmony you're trying to achieve in the world. If you haven't already mastered this intention for tranquility, know that you are capable of doing so now. There is an inner strength that comes from such activities as meditation, deep breathing, and healthy nutrition, regular exercise, and plenty of water to that regimen. I know King Trident's over here laughing his butt off because I feel like we, for at least 2 years, were encouraging everyone, eat well, sleep well, all this. Radhika, Jennifer, we were all, Kate, we were like, oh, come on, everybody, come on, drink your greens, get out into nature. It's still applicable today. Radhika, we were talking about in the past couple of years, we've talked about, getting connected with the inner wisdom, like we'll listen with Sadhguru, our breath work, recognizing our energy meridians in our bodies. And so this is talking about getting into that place of peace and harmony so that we're so balanced. And it says that when you achieve the personal balance, it will spread in every direction. And then clarity that comes from the peace of mind projects a vibrant light into the universe and brings joyous harmony into all the arenas of your life. So making those decisions are helping us to transition from the fear, the darkness, moving into light. So if we can do so, we're going to see more balance, more peace, more light, more love, and we will attract like-minded beings from our soul tribe into our world. I'm telling you, your vibe attracts your tribe. So I'm going to show you the next deck I was led to work with here. It is called the Crystal Spirits Oracle, and this one is by Colette Baron Reed. And so, yep, we sure do. Sadhguru has all kinds of good wisdom, and he's just so funny. His laughter is uproarious. I don't know who laughs more, the audiences or him, but it is a riot every single time. Yep. Oh, you guys are so funny. I am just cracking up over here. All right. So, all right. So we want to keep the peace. The peace card slipped right off. We're going to put it right back in the middle. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Good night, Kate. Sleep well, daughter. Love that little pumpkin head. She's been so good trying to help out and was starting to fall asleep. It's National Daughters Day, so she can go to sleep now. Your job is done. Oh, yeah. Isn't this cool, Lois? I love this deck. It's so interesting. Oh, wow. I was about to pull, and I felt the prompting to just flip over the bottom of the deck. So this is Lepidolite. All right, let's look this up. Lepidolite. Number 32. Simplification, manageability, organization, and one task at a time. The Lepidolite spirit appears to tell you to slow down and simplify, for you have been turning your attention and your energy too far to too many different things, which has distracted yourself from the wisdom available to you. If you feel lost or overwhelmed, it is no wonder. Fortunately, Lepidolite is here to focus on you. Think about how satisfying it is to do one task from the beginning to the end with mindfulness, free of all the noise that distracts you and keeps you from feeling a sense of completion. There's always more to do, but life becomes more manageable when you recognize that refocusing over and over will only exhaust you, and it slows you down. Remain present, do just one thing, and your courage and your conviction and your confidence will return. Take on one task at a time. Then it will be easier to hear the quiet voice of your intuition, which will guide you into prioritizing what needs to get done. And believe me, what needs to get done will get done, and your life will become more manageable if you follow this crystal's lead. The relationship message within this card says, problems in relationships have a way of sorting themselves out when we reorientate ourselves by simplifying and letting go of the string of worries that has us jumping here and there and feeling we can never do enough or be enough or make our relationships work. Settle into simplicity. Bring the energy of Lepidolite into your relationships. Slow down. Listen. Saying simply, I'm sorry, yes, and I see. Simply being present and focused on another person, listening to the words they speak and the messages they send silently through the language of their bodies, you will start to feel calmer. Whatever the challenge, simplicity can help. The prosperity message of this card. Lepidolite shows up when we are most likely to freak out. It gently soothes us. I was going to say, freak out. It gently soothes us with its message to keep it simple, figuring out finances can lead to a harried state even if you're good at math, because money represents your security in this world. Now is a time to release your fears and experience that focusing on just one task and completing it will return you to your equilibrium. One thing, then another, and it will all sort itself out. The Crystal Spirit Meditation says Lepidolite is the go-to stone for times of stress. It teaches us to slow down and care for ourselves. Although useful in meditation, this stone is just as effective if placed in the bathtub while we soak. So have a cup of tea and relax. Just relax. Allow the stress to just roll off of your back like water off of a duck, and open your heart and your mind to receive all of the goodness and the light and the love that has been designated for you and for your greatest and highest good. You don't have to be anxious about anything. Be fearful about nothing. That's right. Keep it simple, right? I was thinking about that song. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Yep. Look for the bare necessities. Don't overthink it. Golly gosh, guys. I thought I was going to shuffle this deck, but no, it's the bottom. This is actually the Archangel Metatron. Hopefully you guys can see that. Self-Mastery Oracle. We're just like breezing right along here, but this card was at the bottom of the deck. I saw it earlier and I was like, no, I'll just wait and shuffle. Well, no, I guess we're supposed to look at this. This is a grid. It's a power grid. And It says expansion in your life. So, of course, if you're able to master one thing at a time, then it's opening the doorway for you to be able to simply expand and create within your life. Oh, this is so beautiful. So this is actually called the flower of life. It says every single thing in the universe starts from an initial thought. To create anything, we first have to think it, dream it, and above all, believe it is possible with every sense available to us. The energy of creation is here to help change and improve our lives. Sparks of creative light that can be sent out and bought back, manifested as something tangible and real. The flower of life here is shown as a sacred symbol that assists you in creating. Every action, every thought, and every deed is boosted by focusing on its geometry and energy, helping you kickstart, expand, and grow anything we want. Focusing on the image alone will bring healing to any block that prevents this from being so. Draw energy from the flower of life into your sacral chakra and let it encourage the center within you to get your creative juices flowing again. There are no limits to what we're capable of receiving. We are all master creators, able to manifest whatever we set our minds to. And Archangel Metatron reminds us we have to create with our hearts as well as our minds. Our minds only know what they have already experienced. The heart can lead us on a path to bigger things not yet imagined. The heart will also manifest for the greatest good of all, something of worth, of beauty, and of love, and in turn produces abundance. If you are lacking this now, take a moment to observe your patterns and thoughts around wealth, happiness, and prosperity. Changing your thought changes the outcome, but you have to create the shift within and put it into action. Abundance comes to those who are in line with their passion and their calling and are serving a wider need. If you are unsatisfied with what you do, ask Archangel Metatron to inspire you with new ideas, new motivation, to create a new reality for yourself that better serves you. Drawing this card implies it is time to think big, to believe that anything is possible because it is. It is only your fear, good gravy, did we not just have the card fear? It is only your fear that keeps you from it. OMG. Whew. Deep breath in. Whatever your circumstances, whatever your history, Metatron calls upon you to create anew and define who and what you are. Look around at your inner and outer world and assess what needs changing or altering. You have the power to do this now with your heart and in your mind. If you need to walk away from old, outworn situations that dull your sparkle and joy of life, seek out alternatives and be creative in your approach to doing so. Talk to others, expand your horizons, visit new places to provide you with new, fresh impetus. You were born with unique gifts and talents. You are being reminded that you have untapped skills. It may be time to take up a creative pursuit. Whatever it is, do it with enthusiasm and success will follow. If you've forgotten what these gifts are, let Metatron remind you. He knows you are all capable of more, and the power of creation is yours, so use it well. Oh, right, pineapple. I love the pineapple. It's stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet. I always remember that when it comes to the pineapple. So we're going to move to the next deck. I told you guys I have like Jenga over here, so I'm going to try to move through them. And this is another Colette Baron read. This is the 7 energies. There should be something in here that will be of encouragement. Make sure I've got everything. I was going to say make sure I have my ducks in a row, not squirrels at a rave. Here we go, guys. Yep. Oh, yeah, the flower of life. Isn't that beautiful? Use that energy to pull into the sacral chakra and create. All right. Another flower. Look at that. Oh, and a dragonfly and a heart. Oh, my goodness. This is gorgeous. Okay. Let me put this down so we can dive into it. It says, this deck, I don't know if you can see it, says, you co-create your most beautiful and meaningful manifestations. That is glorious. I love it. All right, body and soul. I'm not even sure. This is so weird. This card, totally not related. Hold on, now I gotta look. Yep, same deck. So apparently, we had 3 birds in another card earlier, and this card was just sitting here. Don't ask me why, but birds of a feather and body and soul. So this could be about your soul tribe too. So let's get to body and soul and get to that. It is, oh my goodness, number 5. Here we go. This one's a short one, but that card is beautiful. But see, we started out with the activation of the heart chakra. So the key concepts: take care of yourself, see yourself as the complete package, body not separate from soul, centered on your sense of self, comfortable in your body, your authentic identity, and your physical health. Extreme self-care is called for when you receive this card. Are you taking care of yourself? Your first choice may be to care for others before meeting your own needs. Check in with yourself if you experience HALT, H-A-L-T, hunger, anger, loneliness, tiredness. This card is a signal it's time to take a break from your current focus and get busy taking care of you, because you are worthy of self-care. What simple things require your attention so you can function optimally in your world and live your best life one day at a time? Another message in this card is, how do you live with authenticity? Can you be at ease within yourself, you doing you, with pride and self-worth? Remember, you are a soul that manifests through a body, a spiritual being having human experience, and that means you are here on purpose, even if there are days when you wonder about that. There is an intentionality to your being here now, just the way you are. In this time, our collective story, you being here, is important, for you are a precious being with a purpose, even if it seems elusive some days. Just know that life loves you, and with that in mind, your job is to do your part and make your experience a healthy one. How you nourish your body, your mind, and your soul is directly to how you experience your life. It is time to put yourself first, and everything will fall into place beautifully. Ooh, that is lovely. Birds of a feather, sharing, community, a sense of belonging with fellowship of like-hearted people, understanding the concept of we before me. Have you ever wondered how people naturally gravitate to one another and discover surprising intimacy and connection? It's a kind of magnetic energy, like an invisible ray of light that gently pulls people together to form something beautiful that can be shared, as in the saying, birds of a feather flock together. It comes from an instinctual need for belonging. You might say we need community to survive, thrive, and grow. As humans, we're social creatures. After all, none of us were meant to be alone. The concept of belonging is playing an important role in your life. Perhaps you have found yourself in a group where you knew you were in the right place. Trust those strands of connection, for now is the time to thrive in community. What you will find is deeper and more expansive way of looking at the world by bearing yourself to others. sharing ideas, hopes, and dreams. However long you stay here in this journey of becoming who you're meant to be, connecting to community, and participating in fellowship is the best thing for you right now. You will flourish as a part of your network of like-minded and like-hearted people. Stick to what feels good and resonates with your heart as true. When you understand the value of this community, you will discover everything you were hoping for and much, much more than you were expecting. Isn't that beautiful? And again, that was completely like, what? I didn't even think I was going to be pulling that card out. So that was really, really exciting to kind of encounter that. And just what a beautiful message. Take care of your body, your soul. At the very first card we had was Healing Light. I mean, it's just, gosh, I'm just grateful to be participating and sharing this reading with everyone. So bear with me. We're moving right along. We're on to the Sacred Geometry Activations deck. Again, with these mandalas, they are gorgeous. The colors are incredible. That's right, like energetic attraction, the magnetic force. We always say the force is strong with this one. I'm telling you, it surely is. It is strong with this one tonight. Well, this card's just sitting here. I can't make this up. That's wild. Cosmic Flower. The card was literally like kind of, tipped out of the deck. Flowers, abundance, right? The frequency of the cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from where we pour our magnificence into the world. See, remember the time. Remember when you were once at home with yourself. And if you have never had that experience, I pray you find it, that you recognize that you are at home with yourself. It says, like flowers that draw the hummingbirds to drink its nectar, the energy of the cosmic flower invites us to keep returning to our cosmic core and to drink the nectar of our origin. Like the tiny bird, yet greatly skilled, we need to recognize that in order to be our highest expression here on the earth, we need to check in with our home base, our source, and often. It is a place where we connect to our spiritual core. The cosmic flower activation is overflowing with all aspects of the fullest expression of who we really are. Oh, that's so beautiful. Abundance, vibrant color, form, fragrance, and the energy that stimulates our senses to a maximum, making us feel alive in every cell of our body. It's an invitation to enjoy the sweetness of life, to lift up negativity and express love as abundantly as we dare. I literally have 2 candles burning, love and abundance. That is awesome. Flowers have been given as an expression of love, affection, sympathy, and intention for thousands of years. Their beauty reminds us of how wonderful life can be when expressed fully. The green center of the flower represents the heart as the center of our being and the core of our experience here on earth. The bright oranges and reds are representing our passion, our creativity, and our strength. The number 6 is associated with love, relationship, harmony, and balance, all the elements that make the human experience so worthwhile. The dark background refers to the deep, dark universe where we connect to our place of origin, the place we call home. The range of wavelengths and variation colors that we can perceive with the human eye. In the new energy, we're asked to consider the multidimensional attributes of light as well as fundamental to what we believe about it as well. Light has a quantum attribute and it's non-linear. It is an energy that can be created through consciousness, and consciousness can create it in return. Light influences our awareness and perception, and therefore our reality. We associate the word delight with feelings of pleasure, joy, happiness. Joy and bliss are considered to have some of the highest frequencies of all emotions. Feeling joyful or blissful, our frequency goes up. The higher our frequency, the more light we generate and the more we can shine in return. The yellows, oranges, and pinks in the image refer to the sun as a symbol and a source of our light. The beauty of the flowers stimulates our feeling of joy, and the colors are like the sun, warm, bright, stimulating, and nurturing all at the same time. The flower blooms while receiving light, or perhaps it is shining the light that we are receiving. The flower of life is visible within the image, and it represents the grid on which our three-dimensional reality is based. The meditation is this: close your eyes, go inside of yourself, and imagine a beautiful sunset. Let the reds, oranges, pinks, and golds fill your heart. Now think about what brings you joy, what makes you happy, and how do you express these feelings? How do you shine your light on others? How can you create more joy in your daily life? That's powerful. How can we create more joy in our daily life, and how do we shine our light towards others? That is definitely something to ponder. There's so much heavy energy in the world. Just thinking about being able to shine light, that you are at such a high frequency that you are able to shine light into the lives of others is just like, wow. I mean, most people during the pandemic, this one's poking out. Passion of the Lion Heart. People have felt depleted. They felt tired, frustrated, drained, uncertainty. And here we are being asked by the universe to refill our own tank, our own love tank in abundance, so that we have enough love and light to shine that light towards others. That is a lot. That's powerful. The passion of the lion heart. So we've had a lot of heart activation tonight. We're almost done, but this is really powerful, really positive, and I hope that you all feel uplifted and encouraged by the messages. See, I knew I was on the right page. All right, it says, we bring you the empowerment of the passion of the lion heart. Through passion, you will dedicate yourself with an intensity and a discipline that may surprise you. Passion is love activated. It is energy that moves you from within and empowers you to act in the world in ways you would otherwise not dare to even consider. Passion gives you strength. It plugs you into the eternal energy of sacred fire, and it generates the ability to accomplish tasks you may have once not believed possible. However, with great passion there can be pain. The heart that loves wild and open is also a heart that can feel disappointment and doubt most keenly. The empowerment of the lion heart strengthens your heart to recover from any pain through the power of courage, commitment, and bold, loving devotion to what matters to you the most. I know, Jennifer, I'm over here freaking out in my head. I was like, I got to go back and listen to this. This is amazing. I love it. We've had so many flowers. We've had the heart. We've had love, light, abundance, peace, and that's all to overshadow fear and victim mentality and healing. So this is the healing invocation. So take a moment so you can integrate this. I call upon the crystal angel of the fire, Agate, who loves me unconditionally. Thank you for divine healing empowerment of the passion of the lion heart. My heart knows their true passion through divine grace and unconditional love. May all hearts be empowered according to divine wisdom to express their passion in service to the greatest and highest good. May all hearts be healed through divine compassion. May the truth of love shine fully upon the earth through divine grace and my own free will, so be it. That was just gorgeous. I mean, wow. That color, I mean, I'm looking at it on the screen. It is so bright and bold, but it is just even more vibrant. I don't even know how to describe what just happened here, y'all. All right, so moving on to the next one. We're almost there, y'all. The Yogic Path. This deck, I think, also has some very powerful energy to it. And thank you all for hanging in there. Appreciate it. All right. So what do we need to learn from this deck? Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Wow. That's pretty powerful. And I've noticed tonight that you guys know I'm like the dropsy queen with the cards. It's not dropping them. A card typically kind of sticks out of the side of the deck, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what's been happening. So if you see me or hear me pause, you know why, because I'm like, oh, there it is. All right, so this one is Saraswati. So I'm going to say, Radhika, if you have any information about this card, please speak up, because I know sometimes you and I will go back and forth and something will pop out to one of us. So if you see it before I do, please share about it. All right, so it is, bear with me guys, Saraswati. Let me see where her card is in here. Let's see, okay, 97. All right, the goddess of creativity, intuition, and insight. Saraswati appears when you have surrendered to creativity, the endless stream that we only catch a glimpse of but feeds us for life. She is a sacred river flowing with divine wisdom, nourishing us with nectar for the soul, art, music, dance, and literature. You may draw upon Saraswati when new ideas are flourishing and you are channeling universal wisdom. Saraswati appears in an ingenious moment when you think of something and it's straight from the heavens. When you lose yourself in a dance, when you become the music, she is the very source of all inspiration, embodying the cosmos through communication, meditation, intuition, speech, and sound. Saraswati has come to deliver the message to you to pursue that creative idea with full force. You are completely supported by her blessings. So again, as you have come into the place of self-love and the manifestation of abundance and energy, you're also being called to expand your creative endeavors. So whatever it is that you are in the process of creating, whatever you've been sitting on, waiting for the right moment, you are being encouraged that it is go time. Get ready, get set, and go. So exciting. All right, so we've got the Mario de Guy Oracle of the Angels. A couple of these decks left, but I feel like these messages are for our greatest and highest good and encouragement. Thank you again to all of you being here. Appreciate you. Let's see. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's interesting because there is one more angel deck in here. So it says Angel Whispers. Now, several cards have talked about our angels, the divine, being with us, supporting us. It says, in our everyday lives, we are constantly bombarded with different messages, all competing to be heard by us. Rather than plugging into the overwhelming number of fear-based messages we receive from society or mass consciousness, use your awareness to hear messages of a higher vibration. Listen to the whispers of angels inside your heart. Ask your angels to help you hear the whisperings of the universe so you can live with greater understanding and purpose. I move my awareness within and discover the entire universe. My angels lovingly guide me. The universe is full of timeless wisdom. I am loved and I choose love. That is gorgeous. Wow. Oh, look at that. The bottom of the deck. I was just getting ready to put the deck away, but not so much. And yet again, these two. Good gravy. Here we go. These are pretty short messages from these cards, but they're all pretty straightforward and accurate. So we have a door to the infinite and the inner calling. So again, this whole message goes back to listening to the higher vibrations inside of you. If you listen to the lower vibrations, fear and victim mentality come to steal, kill, and destroy your peace. But you're being called to create, and so to create out of a place of joy and love and light, you have to forego those negative thoughts. If there are people in your circle that have nothing but negativity or speak poorly about things that you're excited and hope and wish for, you've got to shut that off, cut that off, and open up your ears and listen for those still small voice from the divine, from the angels, from your soul tribe, encouraging you to press on. A door to the infinite. Spending time in stillness can help you connect with the infinite nature of your being, the eternal part of you that's always connected with the divine. Take time out to be quiet in nature, to practice yoga or meditation, because it will be beneficial to you over the next coming weeks. Inside of me is a door to the infinite. I take time to go to my heart center and link up with heaven. In this serene place, I am eternal. Through this inner journey, I am able to see beyond life's challenges and reach higher levels of my existence. My inner light is my greatest strength and my greatest wealth. Inner calling, number 2. You can choose to see your biggest challenges as your best opportunities for inner change and growth. The trials and ordeals we experience in this life are actually necessary for our soul's evolution. Take a moment to reflect back on past difficulties and identify how those experiences made you stronger and wiser, and turn your attention to the present, reminding yourself, take the drama out of your challenges and try to see how they are serving you. I choose to see challenges as ideal opportunities to work on my inner self. I look for the blessings in all situations, past and present. I am connected to the positive aspect of my experience. Higher thought, number 10. Love it, love it, love it. Sometimes in a moment of darkness and despair, all it takes to feel better is a decision to lift our thoughts to a higher, more positive place. Simple actions like seeing the company of an old friend or taking in nature can help us move out of a negative perspective, giving us a new vantage point from which the current view or situation. With my will to work in the light, I lift my thoughts to God and to the beauty and simplicity everywhere and around me. I accept, I let go, and I welcome the opportunity to discover the positive side of every situation. And again, that card that talked about how our high vibration allows us to cast light out into the world is really powerful. It reminds me of a lighthouse. If you've ever seen a lighthouse, you know, that's what helps the fishermen and the boats get back to safety. And so that's extremely important. So we may not notice it or realize it, but we can be a lighthouse to others through our journey and through our willingness to overcome the darkness, to embrace ourselves, love ourselves, and serve. The Soul's Journey lesson cards. Usually these have something of importance to share. So these cards, let's see here. Hope everyone is doing well. We only have a couple more decks, but I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for your light in this space. May we all have learned something. Oh, look at that. Loneliness. I know that I am never alone. And look, right there, you have all of these vessels connected together, right there at the center. And you have all these points of light coming out, and people of all different colors coming together, and they're all illuminating. We can't make this up. This is just like what we said about casting our light. Look, they're all casting their light out. It's powerful, it's beautiful, and it's something that we are growing through. Sadly, a lot of people through this pandemic have felt loneliness, whether because they lost a loved one, they were separated from people that they care for whatever it's worth, if they changed jobs or moved. There's been a sense of loneliness and isolation, but we are overcoming that and casting our light out into the world. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. I think we had at least 3 or 4 cards that gave us something along those lines of start moving in the direction you desire to go. It's going to require the discipline. We know it means get up, eat healthy, drink water, exercise, connect with nature. It's all of that. Don't be held back by anything that has been in the past that has told you that you can't, because this is your I can season. Self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. You know, your light will bless and encourage others. So don't be afraid to shine. Shine brightly. Shining bright like a diamond. Patience. I accept everything happens in divine order. A lot of us have to continually be patient with the patience journey because we would like things to be microwavable, quick, instant, fast. But these lessons that we're learning, just like the card previously said, it's for our soul's evolution. So be patient and wait for these lessons to come through. You know, I said for the longest time, you said, you guys know I am not like Madame Leota trying to read your fortune about love and things in your life, because I try to focus primarily on the self-mastery aspect so that you have your energy right, so that you attract from a place of empowerment instead of wounding. But I was led tonight to pull out the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels. And so I want to encourage you that before these cards come out, whatever they are, the greatest romance you are ever going to have is with yourself, and that you find that place of self-love and self-acceptance, radical acceptance, which means that you are comfortable in your own skin, because when you are comfortable in your own skin and you feel at home, then it's a lot easier to invite people in, and those individuals, instead of ghosting or running away, will want to get comfortable and learn more about you and grow in like and in love with you. And just allow whatever to grow and blossom, just like those beautiful flowers that showed up. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So if you have been praying, meditating, seeking, you have the opportunity to call in your soulmate. Many times people are kind of like, well, I don't know about this soulmate stuff. It's kind of woo. There are indeed soulmates, people who are called on to your life's journey. You're called into their journey. And there is a joy and a peace and a flow that just ebbs and flows back and forth, just like we were talking about at the beginning of this reading tonight. So be open to calling in your soulmate. When we are not in alignment with our greatest and highest good, we will call in karmic partners that actually come, and we learn lessons, and we go through a lot of turbulence to get those nuggets of wisdom. But you want to now choose to attract from a healthy place, not the hurting place, and allow the soulmate to come in. It says, you, like everyone, has soulmates. These are people with whom you've shared time. You've made a soul agreement to meet in this lifetime for the purpose of mutual spiritual growth. You may have many such agreements with various people who are your soulmates. They include friends, family, co-workers, and romantic partners. This card guides you to actively call your romantic soulmate into your life. You can do so through prayer, affirmations, and visualizations. It also means working on yourself to epitomize the qualities you are seeking in a partner. For instance, if you have a desire for a significant other who has a great sense of humor, develop this within yourself. Like attracts like, which is a part of calling in your soulmate. So as above, so below. How, ooh, good gravy. This one literally flipped over. 2 of them. Okay. Well, we just said calling in your soulmate. Every one of these cards has 2 people in it, and it's a masculine and a feminine. Isn't that interesting? It looks like at different stages in their life. This is the young stage, the earlier years. This looks like the middle years, and this looks like the golden years. Good night, Irene. That was interesting. So see, I told you guys this is this is not my thing, but apparently tonight we're going to learn together. So we had retreat pop up first. So it's a disconnect from the world. And it's interesting because you see masculine and a feminine here, and you see both the light and the dark. So again, at the beginning we had the masculine and feminine both in dark. Now we have the masculine in dark and the feminine in white, so the yin and the yang. This is a continuation. If we were to think about from the very first cards where that victim mentality and the fear came up, the masculine and feminines come into union because they are healthy within themselves. They are connected to themselves. They are connected to their emotions. They are able to be in union with themselves and in union with someone else. And again, this could be the one. You have already met the romantic partner that you seek. So this soulmate indeed is this person that is going through life with you. And then here you have these trees and nature, very grounded. See this relationship here, the soulmate, this is in the higher dimensions. And then you have it grounded here, and then you have it really cemented in this nature. So this looks to me like individuals who have gone through some different stages and experiences with each other. So they've never been apart from the beginning to this current stage. They've not been apart from one another. This one, let me look it up because I want to make sure I'm on the right path here. Wow, this is really powerful. So I guess there is something to say about, and again, okay, cannot make this up as I'm flipping through the book to get there. Release your ex. I keep seeing that one, and free yourself. So again, we talked about soul ties to people who have been involved with you in different stages in your life. And we saw the masculine was cut loose by individuals or a specific individual, and that they need to release that because there is a soulmate, a person who has been destined to be with them. This is the one. The angels are even in on it. And then here they are as the yin and the yang to one another. But notice, this says it's time to disconnect from the world. So if you are somebody who is majorly obsessed with social media, if you can't disconnect from that, you're going to miss this precious time with this person here. They're in all 3 of these connections, the masculine and feminine are connected. They're connected here by soul. They're connected here in romance and connection in the physical. And here they are linked up, arm in arm. So if you recognize who this person is in your life, you do not have to run around trying to figure out Blue's Clues to know who they are. Their energetic signature is going to be clear to you. They have your back. That's what's coming through. So see, I was getting ready to read from the book and it's like, nope, here it goes. So here it is. This person has your back. This feminine is open. Hands are open. Heart is open. This masculine has her back. He is not clothed. He is 100% vulnerable. The masculine energy being vulnerable shows that the masculine radically accepts and loves himself, so he has the capacity to love this divine feminine, knows who she is not confused. If you look at the conviction in the masculine's eyes, it is, this is my beloved. This is the one. There is no playing games, no Mickey Mousing around. There is a we are as one. They are in alignment, literally, the alignment. And then you see the spiritual aspect because of the angelic connection. You see the earthly aspect and the arms open to receive what intuitive hits are coming through. Then you have, this could be the one. You've already met this person. Well, of course you have, because they're in your soul mate line, and you just have to pay attention and use the intuitive hits, the solitude to discover this person. Here, the angels are at work. You know, the divine connections that are formed. The masculine here is wearing red. That is a power color. That is the divine masculine and the divine feminine. They are in their royal energies. They are not being clowntastic. They are not playing games with one another. The masculine is standing there proposing to the feminine to let her know, you are the one. I know you are the one. I forsake all the others. I am focused on you and moving forward in the goals and plans that the divine has carefully and masterfully designed for us. This would indicate there is a marriage, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, here comes the bride, here comes the groom. It looks that way in this picture. It is a marriage of the two souls, the blending, the coming together as one, the harmonious connection. It is the ebb and the flow. If you think about it, if you've ever seen a two-legged race, if you are connected to someone who is not in alignment, they're pulling one direction, you're pulling one direction, and you're not able to gain any traction and move to finish the race. These two are in unison, their steps, their paths are in sync. Now, why this is significant, because if this individual has already entered into your life, you have to trust that the universe has your back. They may not look like what you thought you liked. They may not sound like what you thought you liked, but I will tell you, this set of cards is very clearly letting you know this is your person. And you'll know it in your knower because you'll be able to walk in unison. There's not the strife and discord, the push and the pull. They're walking together, arm in arm. That is incredible. Oh my goodness. Last deck, Power of Love. I was thinking, I want to say it was yesterday or today, we heard the song by Huey Lewis in the news, The Power of Love. I was thinking about Celine Dion's The Power of Love. Love is indeed powerful. So this is the calling to open up your heart. If you have shut your heart down because of being hurt in the past, this is your wake-up call, your reminder that your heart, it's like, oh, Celine Dion again, my heart will go on. Your heart will go on. You just have to open it, release anybody who should not be there, acknowledge that who should be there is welcome, that you feel comfortable with yourself, and start building on that healthy dynamic. Here we go again with these cards. I can't make this up. Unity. Oh, gosh, you guys, tonight, woo, unity. That could not be more clear and solidify what this whole message was about. That is the last card, unity. You understand that the love shared with another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. Unity. Oh my gosh. I am telling you, my face is burning up, y'all. I feel like I'm like I've been like sitting in a sauna. My face is burning up. Unity. When love is given and received reciprocally, it is the strongest force in the universe. It is an energy in which your soul thrives and of which it is comprised. Loving yourself and others is important. But when love is also returned to you, the energy is magnified. You are aligned with another soul, human or animal, and that bond is eternal. Connections of love that you create while in this physical dimension are never broken. Whether the other soul is currently incarnated or not, never entertain doubts that the love you enjoyed on the earth survives death, or believe that it is diminished just because you are separated physically from your loved one. It is a soul-to-soul connection, and it is everlasting. You continue to receive love from the spirit realm through the bonds you created since the time immemorable. You are loved more than you can imagine. Unity. There it is. Unity. Reunited and it feels so good. Reunite with those that you love. Release those that are not assigned to your life at this time in your journey. Trust the process. Prepare for what the new and exciting has to bring to you. Be grateful for these life lessons, even the hard ones. Be thankful for the time of retreat where you can go within and heal yourself, work on yourself so that you can give love and have reciprocity with others. Fill your cup with light and love and allow yourself to shine brightly, to feel safe, encouraged, and to be uplifted as much as possible. And watch how the light and love flow right back to you. It just takes a different mindset, thought process to decide that you desire unity. Something just came to me. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Lois. If you have been disconnected from yourself, take this time over the next 24 hours to reconnect and realign with yourself. If you have felt out of sorts because you have not taken the time or the energy to invest into yourself, do it now. Connect to the good, positive feelings that you have about the future. Connect to the good, positive feelings you have about yourself. Learn how to express yourself. Unify the masculine and feminine parts of your energy so that you can connect to your soul tribe and your soulmates and feel safe and uplifted and encouraged. And anyone not for your greatest and highest good, this really isn't that difficult to figure out because energy doesn't lie. If there is constant discord, strife, hostility, deceitfulness, betrayals, anger, that is not your jam. Now, if that is your jam, then that means there's more work to be done because we just went through a reading that talks about alignment on the inside equals harmony on the outside. So if you are attracted to or drawing in people to yourself or seeking out people that are messy as all get out, that is a signal that it's time to do the work. And I know I've shared with you this before, but there is a book that is out called How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole LaPera that talks a lot about reparenting yourself, because perhaps in your early childhood, the first formative relationships with your early caregivers was not healthy. Therefore, you adopted behaviors, patterns of how to interact with others that were not healthy. If you experienced trauma, then you've learned about fight, flight, fawn, and freeze. Fight, you constantly feel like you have to be on the defense, defending yourself, ready to throw down on a moment's notice. The minute something doesn't go your way, there's a disagreement or a difference of opinions or views. Flight, I'm out. Anytime conflict arises, a potential threat of conflict, the person either physically leaves or they emotionally and presently disconnect. They could be sitting in front of you, but they have left the building. Elvis has left the building. And you'll know because you can tell in a person's energy when they have left the building, even if they didn't physically leave. But that's flight. Freeze. You kind of go into shock and you just sit there stunned and you can't even think of anything to say. You don't know if what comes out of your mouth might trigger an even more explosive situation. And that's hard. So if you do those type of patterns from your early childhood, it is understandable if you are doing the work so that you can heal. I have just become acquainted with yet another aspect of trauma, which is called fawning. Fawning is when you become super easy and agreeable as not to cause or make any waves so that you feel like you are liked and that the other individuals are perceiving you as easy, so that there's never really any upset to the carton of apples. And so a lot of these behaviors we learned in our early childhood, we bring them on into our young adult life, our adolescence and teens and, full-grown adults. And that's why a lot of our relationships become more complicated than they should be, because we have not found a healthy attachment style. We feel anxious or ambivalent or insecure when we should be able to feel secure. And so doing the work will help you to regulate your nervous system. Doing the work will help you to establish healthy boundaries. Doing the work will help you to discover and master anything that has been hindering you because of old pre-programmed messages that do not build you up, but rather tear you down, introduce doubt and fear. Another book that I have been encouraged to share with others, both in my own journey and what I have talked to some other folks about along this journey, is Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess by Dr. Caroline Leaf. Talks about how to go through and do some neurocycling to get rid of those habits and patterns. It kind of walks you through how to get to a place to form new thoughts and how to maintain those things. There's another book that was very powerful by Oprah Winfrey called What Happened to You. These books are so powerful because it really addresses the journey of the human spirit that impacts these interpersonal relationships that we have. It shines light on some of the painful, dark areas that many of us have probably avoided or have not even dared to touch on. But I guarantee you, once you start to shine the light on those areas and learn more about yourself, it will lead you to a place of unity within yourself, which will make it so much easier to attract those that are truly for your greatest and highest good. Thank you all so much for being here this evening. Thank you to Kate and Mark for their patience with me this evening as we're going through the messages. Thank you so very much. Sending you guys all so much love and light and encouragement. Thank you to Lois and Jennifer, Radhika, Matt. Thank you to, we had a couple more people join us. Let me see if I can get back to their names. I believe it was Suhu and I think we had one other young lady that came in earlier. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Radhika, as always, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for joining us. You guys, Radhika is like literally on the other side of the world. So it's always a joy when we get to connect and feel that kinship of good energy. And so thank you guys so much. Guys and dolls, love you all. Namaste. And until next time, signing off for Blue Empower.